We got to talk about the WWE Elite from the Vault series that is ringside exclusive, man. Look at this set, man. You guys remember back when they first revealed this set? I can't even remember what year it was. I'm going to have to go and look this back up. But this set had so much potential in the beginning, and we got to talk about it because it's legendary. It's actually legendary when you get into it. Back in 2024, I think, is when they first announced this set, okay? They first announced this set, and they came out swinging like, damn, I don't even know, Big Papi, Manny Ramirez, Barry Bonds, whoever the hell you want to talk about, man. The From the Vault Series 1 was absolutely legendary. I mean, look at this lineup, man. Are you kidding me? I remember collectors that have been in the game for a very long time, and even new collectors were very excited for this because they came out of the gate so hot with these picks. You know, Ringside announces this new set. I remember making a full video on this. WWE Elite from the Vault. It has the nostalgic packaging on it, which is what makes it just a chef's kiss better because of mint on card collectors and other things, right? Look at this Series 1 right here, man. Look at the Series 1. We started out, we had Draft Lottery John Cena. This is a re-release of the Defining Moments John Cena from back in the day. Fantastic pick for this line. Just fantastic, right? And what blew my mind immediately, too, was that there were 8 figures. And maybe this was the whole business model behind it in the first place, was let's get all these epic figures out there and hook these people in with these From the Vaults. So you had that. Then we get re-releases of Elite 7 DX Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Are you out of your mind, son? That is 2 figures that people have begged for. 2 figures that were extra sought after in the aftermarket, especially Shawn Michaels. You couldn't find a DX Shawn Elite 7 in decent condition, including the hat, including the glow sticks, mind you, including the jersey that didn't have paint chip in the camo or something like that. And not only are they rolling all this up together, they're combining it with this brand new ultra excellent packaging, and they're giving us the double jointed arms and some added bonuses, entrance hands or interchangeable hands. So they get that in there. Then you have the Elite 45 Dudley Boys, which have been we've been wanting re-releases of those figures for a very long time. Then they come at us with the Hardcore Kane. Hardcore Kane, man. This is a figure and one of the most sought after Kane figures in the Mattel history of the line. Then we wrap it up with the Defining Moments Undertaker, another just such a sought after figure in the Mattel history timeline. And then you wrap it up with a Hall of Champions Ultimate Warrior, which, you know, very sought after, solid warrior, a great attire, certainly a great figure. But this was the start of something huge, man. I mean, this was unprecedented. We're coming out, we're getting this nostalgic, beautiful packaging. You're getting these figures in the, you know, we're getting updates of these figures. People that missed out on these figures previously are going to have an opportunity to own them without breaking their bank. Collectors that have collected a long time can upgrade or update these figures or just get them for the beautiful packaging. This was such a groundbreaking thing, man. They came out hot. Then they showed up with Series 2 of the From the Vault. And don't get me wrong, for Series 2 is a damn good set. And you can argue with your mom down below about what set you think is better. I personally think Series 1 is better. You can let me know. But they came out hot in this set. We got a re-release of the Legends Eddie Guerrero. Fantastic pick there. We get Diesel. Another great re-release. DX Shawn Michaels, former ringside exclusive. Fantastic figure, man. Are you insane? This was a perfect pick. You have the Billy Gunn and Road Dogg from the Hall of Champions line. These figures were going for 80 plus in the aftermarket, so those are great picks. Undertaker as Kane, not my favorite pick, but still, it's a ringside exclusive. A formerly known ringside exclusive that people have been wanting, you know, had gone up in price, whatever. Then you have another Rikishi. The Rikishi was not the best pick, in my personal opinion. You did have the Hall of Champions. You had the Elite 27. We are getting it here after we just got the greatest hits. So it was a bit of but I didn't mind it. And then we had Paul Heyman, which I want to say at the time I was a little bit peeved at just because we had just gotten Paul Heyman in that Beast Incarnate 3-pack, or at least I thought so at the time. But looking back at it now, actually a pretty damn good pick. But ever since these first few waves, man, I think the From the Vault set has kind of taken a nosedive. Now, you can move into Series 3, where I think Series 3 was still solid. It had the SES Punk in it. It was still a good set. I'm not gonna downplay it. Yeah, you had 2 Yokozunas in there, whatever. I still think that Series 3 was good enough. You had a repainted, updated Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You get SES Punk. I think SES Punk being in the line automatically lifts it up. And then you had defining moment Shawn, and then you had a Yoko. I thought the Yoko was a bit weird, especially with a chase, and I think we got an ultimate with a chase right off the heels of it, so that one was a bit weird to me. It wasn't my favorite pick, but as this line continued to go on, we started seeing the steady decline of this set that had so much potential when it first started off. You get into Series 4, you do have a Bray Wyatt. Not my favorite Bray Wyatt. It's not adding a whole lot there. I don't mind it, but you're also getting a re-release of the Torn Pet Cody. I know that one went triple platinum, and it's a great figure. It's just, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite pick here, and they also did multiple runs of that figure, but for the packaging, for the jacket, I'll let it pass. Ultimate Warrior, you're getting kind of an alternate of an Ultimate Warrior we've seen so many times before. And then Razor Ramon, we're getting the same gear, Razor Ramon, that we've seen multiple times over. Defining Moments, we got it as an Ultimate, then they put it here. It wasn't my favorite, not my favorite pick there. So not a horrific set, but certainly not the best set ever. But again, man, you keep going down the line. You get into the Series 5, you get into the Series 6, and now we're starting to kind of see the cracks kind of appear here, but let's get into it with Series 5. Prototype John Cena, understandable, not the biggest deal. Build-A-Figure John Cone. I know a lot of people were like, bro, are you serious? You putting this in the thing? A Build-A-Figure in the thing? I will say, yes, it was kind of annoying that they went right off the heels of the Build-A-Figure and included it here after people bought the full wave of to build the John Cone. You know, they went through the full wave. They bought the full wave to build the John Cone. Now they're getting a straight-up re-release. We do get a Hornswoggle to match our DX. Boogeyman I thought was solid. And I also, you know, Prototype John Cena, not my favorite of all time. They did kind of change the formula and fix it in some ways. But then we move on to Series number 6. Series 6 even isn't the worst of all time. I actually like Series 6. You got some good stuff here. Cactus Jack, Rob Van Dam, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. Pretty solid set overall. We're getting re-releases of ringside exclusives. We get a re-release of an unreleased Rob Van Dam, and we're getting a Cactus Jack. I could go on record. If you ranked all the From the Vault sets, I would say that those are pretty good. I think that Series 6 would probably be up there. Then we get into, I really believe the downfall of the From the Vault set gets in when you go to Series 7 and 8 and 9. And so looking at Series 7 here, man, we have the Wolfpack Hollywood Hogan, not the biggest deal. I think that's fine. But then you look at the rest of the set. You have Disciple, who had come out not that long ago. Again, these Build-A-Figures that they're putting in here. I understand both sides of the coin here, but I don't know, man. Having the Disciple fill up a From the Vault set, and I think what annoys me about them putting in these figures that were just re-released not that long ago is because it came out so hot on the From the Vault track that it was figures that people had been wanting for years. It was some really deep cuts, you know, from the vault. That's what the name of the set is. And I know that Mattel has so many re-release lines now that it's hard to not, you know, re-release almost every figure they've ever put out, right? But this 6 figure in this Series 7, this Great Muta, those had just hit. And I understand, okay, I know that, you know, not everybody finds the Monday Night Wars figures. Not everybody finds those chases. But these figures are not from the vault. They're not from the vault. The From the Vault line, it's kind of similar to the Defining Moments line. It's not necessarily fitting the name, I don't think. I think that 6 and Great Muta could have definitely not been included right here, and I would even include the Disciple. It's not from the vault if it was last year. If it was like, you know, just a couple calendars ago, I wouldn't say that's from the vault. When they, especially after they came out in the first set, giving you bangers from 2010, 2011, you know, these really old deep cut figures that were super sought after. But I think what really grinds my gears about the From the Vault sets now is the Series 8 and the Series 9. We got to see Series 8 and Series 9 on display at WWE World, but Series 8, man, Series 8 includes Monday Night Wars Chase Harlem Heat. Now, I never found these figures, okay, so I should probably be the guy that's tracking these down. I just don't like these picks. Another couple picks I don't like is the ECW Dudleys, which were, you know, they were an Elite 2-pack on Mattel Creations. I think people were finding those at different stores, but I don't know, man. I don't like these picks. I don't like these picks. These are not from the vault to me. These are not really holding up, especially when you compare them to those Series 1 and Series 2. Even some other figures from different, you know, different sets. But, you know, I think in the most recent set, you can kind of make an excuse for a couple of them, but for some of these, man, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing with this? The John Cena Elite from the 3-pack, this is insane because this figure's on clearance at Walmart's right now. You can, I mean, and I know they're not in stock at this moment, right? They're not shipping, I don't think, from Ringside just yet. But this figure is shelf forming in a lot of places. It's on clearance in a lot of places, and they didn't really fix him in any way. I think it'd be a lot different too if they upgraded him in some way, right? If they retooled the U.S. title, or hell, even if they gave him the scratch U.S. Championship logo, they gave him the modern WWE logo on this U.S. title, which is supposed to go with the blue version from that 3-pack, not this version. It would have been great if it came with the scratch United States Championship. We don't ever see that anymore. But, you know, it doesn't have sculpted wristbands still. I was hoping that if this figure were to ever get another, you know, figure, or if any time in the future, if we ever get another Word Life John Cena, they need to give us sculpted sweatbands, man. That's kind of the meta for John Cena figures nowadays, and we don't even get it on this figure, which is very weird. They painted on the bicep band and the wristbands, which is not up to meta. You know, it's not the meta right now when it comes to John Cena figures. It also includes a new torso, which I do like, you know, but it's the 3-pack Cena. I don't like that pick. I think that's a bad pick. Monday Night Wars Chase DDP. I don't like this pick, man. I don't like this pick. This came out not too long ago, and it's an update of a 2024 figure. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's not from the vault. This was never in the vault. It never even should have seen a vault to me. I don't like that pick at all. And then the flashback Shawn Michaels. I mean, originally that figure was already done twice now, kind of, you know, because originally it was in the flashback set that was exclusive to Walmart. Then they re-released it. It is slightly tweaked. I'll give you that. It is slightly tweaked, and it did go in the 2024 Amazon Elite 2-pack from the WrestleMania 10 ladder match with Razor Ramon. Okay, I understand that. But now that's getting a re-release again right off the heels of that 2024 release. So I just don't like that pick. I think it's not a great pick. These figures are not from the vault, in my opinion, which is what the set is supposedly supposed to be based on, right? But then we have the AJ Lee. Now the AJ Lee, I'm kind of in the middle of the road here because, I mean, technically this is from the vault because this is an updated re-release of the unreleased Mattel Basic AJ Lee from way back in the day. They did give it updated double jointed arms. It does have very old tech. It's an old head sculpt with, you know, pretty much true effects applied to it. I think this is fine. You know, first AJ Lee back. Attacks that nostalgia with the packaging, attacks that nostalgia with the Divas Championship. It does have updated double jointed arms. It does have basic boots, which I think is kind of lame, but I think this is a fair first time out there. Getting that first AJ Lee out there, I think this is smart, but the rest of this Series 9 is kind of bad. And I know this AJ Lee isn't perfect. It's kind of, you know, it is what it is, but man, that John Cena pick makes no sense to me, man. I don't know. Am I insane? Let me know what you guys are thinking on this From the Vault set. I thought that a line that was once so hot out the gate, I just think it's severely cooled off. And I know that they're not putting as many figures in here, but man, you would think that would make it easier to pick harder sought-after figures. And I'm not even saying I know exactly who they should have put in here, but it just seems like the From the Vault has kind of become the greatest hits line in a certain way. It's kind of becoming a re-release line of figures that we just got. If we're going to do figures again, let's pick figures that are highly sought after, you know? And I know that, yeah, no, I think it's funny too because you're kind of, you know, it's kind of like picking an exclusive because, you know, it's, oh, you pick that figure when it's, you know, it goes for $200 in the aftermarket. Why wouldn't you pick this other figure? I don't know. It's a really tough line to squeeze, I understand. But I think I'd rather them go for the really incredible, figures from the vault instead of these figures we just saw at Walmart a year ago. Or, in this case, on the shelves currently with John Cena. I don't know. And when that 6 came out, the 6 in Great Muta, were those not on shelves just about? I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking there. This is something I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the WWE Elite From the Vault line. Do you agree with my stance? Do you not? I'd love to hear from you down below. But I'm getting the hell out, man. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.